What's up guys, it's Nelson over at NVS Customs. We're back today with another day in the life. It is Saturday today. Might be a very interesting Saturday. We had 8 appointments on the schedule, but nobody's here and it is 9:10. So we'll see what happens.
20 minutes later.
It's 9:22 a.m. We on Saturdays, the way we do it is we schedule everyone to drop off in the morning. They drop off at 9 and pick up at the end of the day. Saturday is typically our busiest day. We've been kind of cutting back a little bit, so we had 8 appointments for today. One customer dropped off yesterday at night in the evening at like 5. Once this one gets done, they're going to swap it out for the other car. But the other 6 people haven't showed up, and it's kind of crazy because this has never happened before. And this is like the harsh reality of owning a business and running a business, is that there's ups and downs, and you got to take the downs with the ups. But yeah, it's just part of the game. It's kind of like hard to like stay positive when stuff like this happens, but it is what it is. I think I have a spray bottle addiction. I like buy different spray bottles, test different ones. I don't know what it is about them. I think it's because I use them every day. It's like people who work at an office job probably buy different pens and try different pens. This one's kind of like, it like sprays everywhere. But it supposedly sprays 3.3 cc's, whatever that means. I just know it's more than the other ones because the other ones are 3.0. But it feels very like sloppy. It feels like you're supposed to put like bleach in this and like spray some plants with it. Oh, I think I forgot to tell you guys, but this is getting 15% on the front 2 doors, 5 on the back half, and then I believe 35 on the windshield. It's a full vehicle sides back windshield. You see how it sprays more like on the bottom? I think that's what I don't like about it. In case you guys are wondering, it's 10 o'clock and nobody has showed up yet. It just sucks because guys come in so they can work, and then people think it's okay to like not show up. Or like, why even commit to something if you're not gonna go through with it? On the bright side, there's at least still some work, so gotta take what you can get. I've never seen Max like mad. He's just always just smiling, and he like sits in the back of the car and he's just like. So a lot of people ask us what shade to get on their windshields. The way that it usually works is customers would call, they'll set up an appointment, and then they'll come into the shop and they'll pick the shade at the shop. That's the big thing. Sorry about that. But yeah, so once they get to the shop, we have different film samples, different shades you can look at to see what it is that you're getting. And we also have a bunch of cars that have different shades like all on them. So you can sit in different cars, see, look, and feel what it feels like, because at the end of the day, what you're paying for is something physical and something visual. Physical being the heat protection, and then visual being the shade itself. For windshields, we either recommend 70, 50, or 35. Those would be the most popular ones. 35 is if you want some privacy and are okay with, you know, getting some reduced visibility at night. 50 is like what I think is perfect. It ends up being not too dark, not too light. It gives you some shade to your window, but it's not gonna make it to where you can't see out of it at night. It won't really change the nighttime driving visibility at all compared to what it is with nothing on it. And then the 70 is just if you want UV protection on the inside of the car and you don't even want to tell that there's anything on there because it's just clear. It literally looks like transparent glass. But this Jeep right here is gonna get 35, so you guys will get to see what that looks like. So right now what I'm doing is I'm reverse rolling this film. So essentially what we do is there's clear liner, as you can see. Right behind it is the adhesive side of the tint, which is currently wet. If you touch it or let it touch anything, or like let's say it touches one of the seats, steering wheel, dash, whatever, it's gonna get dirty. And if it gets dirty, good luck getting the trash out of it. So what we do is we roll it up like this just to keep contamination off of it. And it's also like easier to transport. I'm a little bit of a shorter person, so my wingspan isn't the biggest or the largest. So whenever I try to like carry this thing, it's kind of like awkward, and then you gotta fit in through like the door on the car, so it's just not really like fun. So this is just very controlled, easy to carry, easy to manage, and then it's also the cleanest way in my opinion to install. In here we spray the windshield. Always want to make sure everything's nice and wet so you don't get stuck. You got the dash towel in here protecting everything. And right here what we're going to do is, I don't know if you can catch this on camera, we're going to pull the liner away from the adhesive side and let it stick on the back side of the tent. What we do is we unroll it, try to let it not touch anything, slide it on the window, just like that. And then one big thing to keep track of is make sure this hand that you're unrolling the roll with isn't dragging on the windshield. Because if it is, if your hand is dirty, it will leave tracks all over the place. It will leave trash, and you're gonna have to redo the whole piece. Make sure there's no white gaps, everything's lined up. Got another brush. Now we talked about it in the last episode. That was like the original version. This is the 2.0, which just seems smaller, doesn't seem as tall, and it has this like rubber grip. It's so much stiffer than the other one. It's kind of crazy. The point of the brush is just to help glass all this stuff out, because if you try to squeegee those really big fingers, you do run the risk of it getting creased. So by using the brush, it just gets rid of the risk of you creasing it. As you can see, it all looks perfectly flat. That's kind of what we're aiming for. That way when we squeegee, it's just a matter of extracting the water and not so much of trying to get air out. All right, did our first pass with the side swipe. We're gonna do our second pass with the purple one. It's just stiffer, it extracts more water, easier to handle. We usually try to keep it to 2 passes. Sometimes we'll do like a third, like kind of like spot pass. Like if there's like little areas where there's a little bit of water left behind. But if you look right here, it's kind of hard to see. But that right there, that like bubble, you see it, and kind of follow it with the camera. But those bubbles are what we're getting at with the second one. Earlier when you looked at it, you couldn't really see it. But as it starts curing, they become more noticeable. And the more water that's left behind, the longer it's going to take to cure. On top of it being like a weather thing, the more we squeegee it, the quicker it's going to aid the drying. But if you squeegee too much, you can smear the glue. And if you smear the glue, there's going to be like ugly, like white spots all over the windshield. So in order to prevent that, we just keep it down to 2. That's like the good happy medium. And then we let the sun do the rest of the work. It's going to be very hard for the camera to pick it up, but as I go through and do this motion, it's called shaving, you'll be able to see. But like I say every single time, the one thing we like to do is shave the doors. That way the edges, there's no big gaps. When you roll the windows down, it looks horrendous. I think one of the trucks we're going to pull in next has like disgusting gaps. Like you roll it down, it looks like, whoa, like what is this? But yeah, we take pride in our work. We like to make sure everything gets done the right way. So yeah, we take our extra time to let it sit, let it dry, so we can go through and shave everything. Even if it's just a little sliver, it just leaves like such a nice factory looking edge on there. We just want to be proud of the work that we put out. Litmus test or standard that we use here is if it's not something we'd put on our personal vehicles, we won't put it on somebody else's car. Obviously, sometimes there's those one-off scenarios where the customer wants us to tint over tint and not remove the tint, and then we're at the sake of the old tint. But if it's not like that, then we're going to do everything we can to make sure it's as perfect as possible. So it's currently 11:01 a.m. and still nobody showed up except for the one guy who dropped off yesterday. So we readied up his vehicle. His vehicle's outside. We'll go take a look at it in a second. But he's gonna swap it out with his wife's car, and we're gonna tint her car too. But in the meantime, I just got a new vehicle last night. I bought this 2026 Toyota Tacoma. I bought it here in Toyota of Wilmington. Shout out to Emerson. He was our salesman. But just bought the truck, and I just want to show you guys something real quick. A lot of people come in, they see these. They see these windows right here and they're like, oh, it has factory tint. We deal with this every single day. The back ones, they have a dye in the glass. So the way that the window gets its color is almost like a t-shirt. They put dye in it and makes it a little bit darker. For the front ones, you see how it has a little bit more of like a different hue versus this one, more of like a greenish kind of color. This is an actual film. So if we roll it down right here, we can see where they installed film at the dealership. But this is like disgusting. Like it is so inconsistent. You can see where the gap starts a little bit tight and then it gets wider. It doesn't give any heat protection. It was literally there for the simple sake of making it look factory and uniform. But I don't like it, so we're gonna take it off. We're gonna make it dark. We're gonna give this truck a Nelson Deluxe. It's gonna get 5% all around, 20 on the windshield, 5% strip, and then probably do 5% on the sunroof as well. That way it all looks black and looks like the Batmobile. the one thing we will not cover under the no fault warranty will be getting different shades. We have a pretty like extensive like check-in process, and we make sure that you know what shade it is that you're picking. We also make sure that it is exactly what you want, and you do sign on the service agreement that once you get the shade, that's the shade you get. Sometimes we get it to where customers will be like, oh, I want it darker, it's just not dark enough. It is gonna cost extra because it is twice the material, twice the labor, and it's one of those things that it's like, it was kind of like in your control, so it doesn't fall under the no fault warranty. Dude, you won't believe what happened. So we had appointments today, and you were the only one who showed up.
All right.
Yeah, like nobody, everyone else no show. So we had 6 people no show.
No kidding, man.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Did you already?
Dude, it looks sharp pulling in, man.
Dude, let's go.
Awesome,
Let's go look at it, man. There she is. So we did the 15 on the front, 5 on the back, and then 35 on the windshield.
That's awesome.
Check it out from the inside.
Yeah, that's perfect, man. That's awesome.
Yep.
Dude, I'm stoked.
And then
That's
the
awesome.
the kiddos will get some privacy back here.
Yeah, that was a good call.
Yeah.
I'm basically calling black.
What do you want to do on the wife's car?
For hers, I don't think she's gonna want to go as dark as I am. I can't do the windshield. She doesn't want me to do the windshield on hers. So I'm thinking. So what do we do on mine?
So we did 15 on your front doors, and then we did 5 over the factory glass on the back.
I say let's do the same.
Same
Just
thing?
15,
Yeah, I think that'd be
I
good.
think that'd be good.
You think she'll be okay with it being that dark in the back?
Yeah, well, because the back also has the privacy shades and stuff right
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
so I don't think it's gonna make that big of a
Okay,
difference.
yeah,
for her.
solid.
So, yeah, and I'll just unfortunately leave the windshield the way it
Yeah,
is,
do you
I
think
guess.
she'll like the 15 on the front doors too?
I think so.
Yeah?
I mean, I think that to me is about the color it needs to be. I mean, that looks good on the white.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's the play.
Solid, sweet, let's do it. We just got done tinting my new truck. Very excited to see it outside in the sunlight. Thankfully, the guys are here to help me with it. Jameson and Max helped me tint the truck, and they did such a good job, man. A lot of people will come into the shop. Oh my gosh, this chime is crazy. But yeah, very thankful to have really skilled guys on my team. A lot of customers will come in and they'll only want me to touch their vehicle. And you gotta understand that the guys on my team have either A, been trained by me, B, been trained by somebody who is better than me. They're just very skilled like individuals. One of the guys who works for us, his name is Jeremy. Jeremy's been working for us for a couple of months now, but he has 20 years of experience. He brings a lot of experience to the team. I've been tinting for 6, coming on 7 years. Jameson's been tinting for less than a year, and Max recently just started with us. But the guys are getting trained by very experienced people. Just me and Jeremy have over 27 years of experience combined. And everyone's held to a very high standard, a very, very, very high standard. And any of the guys here at the shop you can trust with your vehicle. But it's just, it's a very rewarding feeling to have that much talent like on your team. Whenever I started this outside of our house, doing it outside. And it's just crazy to see where everything's kind of just like grown into, and it's growing like super duper fast. It all feels like the flash of an instant. Originally, when I started tinting, it kind of just came out because I wanted to tint the windshield on one of my cars. And ever since then, I kind of just haven't like put it down. Before I knew it, I was just spending and wasting so much money on material trying to figure it out. The person who originally piqued my interest when it came to tinting windows was one of my friends named Bryson. He owns a shop named NVS Customs in Selma, North Carolina, and I had driven originally 2 hours to get him to tint one of my trucks, and I think my brother's car. And watching him do it ever since then, I was just watching videos and stuff like that of how to tint and whatnot. But he's the one who originally started it, so shout out to him. If it wasn't for him piquing my interest while I waited for him to tint my car, I probably wouldn't be here right now. Yeah, it's opened so many doors, so many opportunities for me. It's allowed me to live like a pretty good life, provide a good life for the people who work with us as well. And yeah, just super thankful, man. But my team is very skilled and talented, and you can trust each and every one of them. So we got this 2024 BMW X7 pulled in the shop. We're doing 20% on the front too, 20% over the factory back glass. So we'll bring it down to about 5. And yeah, we should be able to get this one ready down the roll. We went through, we pulled the seals out in the front. You can see them right here. These German cars, any like BMWs, Audis, Volkswagen, whatever it is, they're super duper tight. So it's really, really hard to install the film. The boys already went through and taped all the seals. You can probably see the orange tape right there on the other side of the glass. But they also have felt, which can wash into the film. So we tape the seals on the side, remove the bottom seal, and then we cover the door panels with our towels just because these panels are super sensitive with the leather that they have and all the electronics in the door. So we just take every measure that we can to prevent anything from going bad. They also try to make our install a little bit easier just because these are super difficult to do. On the back side, we won't be able to take the sweep out because it has this little a sunshade here. So once we get this, get that door done, we'll cover this panel up just to prevent any damage from happening to the leather, the stitching, or anything like that. And we'll have to install this one a different way than what we're installing the front one. So when it comes to two staging, the difference is that you don't pull the whole liner out. And the reason it's called two staging is because you're basically installing it in two parts as opposed to one. So instead of it being one fluid motion you drop in, you're doing two motions to get the film inside. So I pull the liner down, I cut some of it off just to make my life a little bit easier. Carry it from down here. Gonna get it over here, apply it on the glass. Once we have it on the glass, try to tuck our edge in, which this edge is super duper deep. Once we get that side in, we're gonna try to get this side in. Just like that. So right now we have our top part in. And go ahead and get this tacked. So reach deep in there. This side is super deep. You squeegee everything out on the inside, and then from here we can roll it up. Once this top edge is done, we'll roll this up, and now we have the bottom part. So this was the first stage, then this down here is going to be the second stage. So that squeegee right there was just to get anything that might have been behind the seals. We're going to undo our fold over here, pull the remainder of this liner out. Over here. And right now while we have it off, we're going to spray our solution on the back side. Make sure we have enough solution. From here, we're going to lift. We're going to tuck this bottom part. This is what makes it harder whenever you two stage, is this tucking part. And open up the gasket. Drop the film in and try to slide it over at the same time. Same thing over here. Open the gasket, drop it in, try to slide it over. Make sure it doesn't get caught on that seal. And from here, we're just going to work all of our excess towards the inside. You see how it makes this big air pocket in here? We kind of just grab our hand, just push it down. Make sure it's all laying, not getting caught on the seal inside, which I can see that it is. And that's what makes these cars so difficult and makes them take more time. Just being able to get it tucked. It's super deep on that inner edge. This edge isn't that deep, but it goes in probably like 3-4 inches on this side that I can't really see or easily access. So that's why we have to install like this on top of the door panel being harder to get off. But now that it's all tucked in there, we can go through and squeegee it like we normally would. We just got to make sure that there's nothing that didn't get creased or damaged while we were putting it inside. This way of installing is more, I want to say, tedious, whereas the other side has more of like a delicacy to it. This side is a little bit delicate too. If you're not careful with it, you can really like screw the material up. But there's little ways where you can go either A, around it by doing different maneuvers, being a little bit more patient with the film. But yeah, I personally don't prefer installing this way. I can do both ways. I just think the other way always just comes out so much more cleaner, because you don't have to sit here and kind of like finagle the film and see if you're like making it. Damn, it got so much quieter. I prefer bottom loading over two staging, but some cars it's just so much easier just to two stage it, so you don't have to sit there taking it apart, because all these panels and stuff are super expensive. You don't really want to damage one. All right, so we just got wrapped up with this 2024 BMW X7. We ended up doing 20% all the way around. The guy said the wife didn't want the windshield, so we didn't do anything on the windshield. But yeah, it came out really good. It's got some nice privacy in the back for the kids, heat and UV protection. It's got some privacy in the front as well. But yeah, it's fully wrapped up, fully protected. I'm trying my best not to be like salesy about it. Like I'm like, my body wants to auto default to like, we're filming an ad. Like make it like an ad. Reach out for the ceramic tint sale. That's all we got for today. Unfortunately, there wasn't any more cars. We only did the 2 cars plus my truck that I just got yesterday. And these ended up being like a super light day, super short day. Not a lot of content in the video, but at least you guys get to hang out with us and see what it's like inside of the shop. We just gotta remind ourselves that what a blessing it is to have the problems that we have, face the problems that we do. You know, obviously I have no control over 6 people not showing up for their appointment, but at least we got to make the most out of the time that we did have and the cars that did come in. But yeah, appreciate you guys for tuning in again for another video.